junior students at the Althea School for Fairies.
Magic exists here.
Don't worry, we'll teach you everything we've learned.
I'm so excited to meet all of you.
Hey everyone, Rascal here.
And Mama, welcome to our channel, Paws On Animation, and our podcast.
And today we're covering the new Winx Club reboot, The Magic is Back. Yeah, they put that next to it.
Now we're covering this series for our friend and Rascal family member, Shinigami Phoenix, whose birthday is today.
Yay!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
He's a huge fan of this franchise and wanted us to watch the series. So now we're finally going to give our thoughts on this. It's also our first time going fully into a series from Winx. But
before we start, be sure to like, subscribe, in case you miss some future podcasts and all the pause videos.
Thank you so much for joining us today, subscribing, sharing our videos, commenting everything you do, helping us on our journey to reach over 2,000 subscribers by the end of this year. We appreciate you very much.
Yes.
So, full disclosure, we really don't know much about this franchise at all. We did watch a series on Netflix years ago.
Yes, one called World of Winx, which was sort of like a reimagining, and one episode of the live action version where they just made it Riverdale with fairies. That's it.
So we're not really familiar with this, so we're just basing our review on what we think as a series itself.
Yeah.
And that's all we can give you. We've seen a few reviews. We've heard feedback from Phoenix, but we're going to tell you what we think and whether you should invest time in watching this series. First off, for those of you not familiar with Winx Club, The Magic is Back. It's an Italian animated fantasy TV series created by Ignacio Strime.
That's how you
get it right. Straffi. And produced by Rainbow and Ray Kids. Now, it's a reboot of the 2004 series Winx Club. Set in a magical universe, telling the story of Bloom, the lead, who's a teenage girl from planet Earth. But during the series, what was the villain's name?
Vexius.
Vexius called them all
Tweens.
Tweens.
They don't look like tweens.
They're tweens, not teens, but they don't look like tweens.
Yeah.
And she discovers she's a fairy. She enrolls at Althea College, befriends 5 other fairies, and forms a group called Winx Club. Roll credits.
Yes.
Fighting a long series of enemies, including the Tricks and others threatening the magic dimension. So we thought it was important to mention that because when you see these characters, they look like they're older teens.
They do.
They don't look like tweens. And we were stunned to hear him say, "You tweens." We're like, really? Is that maybe a mistranslation?
That or puberty is different for fairies in this universe.
So you can take that into account. And also, we saw a review for someone they say that it's supposed to be a reboot of the 2004 series, but they're saying really it's not.
Yeah. Now the person has seen the original and did not care for this, and he was explaining that this series is supposed to be a reboot, yes, but it's heavily relying on people who grew up with the show and already know the show from the get-go. So it's more of like a bridge version of the original, and so there's so many of the big moments within the series across several seasons that they've tried to cram into 13 episodes, and there's still another season coming.
Right.
So that means they went through all the
well,
biggest
it's not
parts.
another season. It's the second half of the season.
Second half.
4. Yeah.
So with 13 episodes, they put in a whole lot that was impactful for the original show. But here it's just every episode's all the impact ones from across the series are all done every episode, and it hindered the effect for a lot of people.
So the genres covered are action, adventure, fantasy, magical girl. Original languages are Italian and English. We'll go over the English cast for you later. It ran in Italy on Ray 2, CBBC in the UK, and Netflix internationally. Originally releasing this month, October 2nd. So we've gotten to watch it from its new airing.
Right.
So we're going to tell you the things that work for us and the things that we found to be a hindrance. And the first hindrance we have to mention, to be fair, is not knowing anything about this series.
Yes.
It's very fast paced. It actually moves too fast.
And that was a major thing.
And I was surprised when we learned that there's a second half to this season. Maybe they should have slowed it down some, or they should have extended it to maybe, instead of 26, maybe 39 episodes instead.
So that's a big issue, I think, right now for us. It's supposed to be for a new audience, but they're relying on you knowing all the old stuff so you don't have to see it all over again. So it's confused on which audience is going for.
And because it moves so fast, you don't get to know the characters in the beginning. When you get to the end, about the last 3 episodes, you're getting to know more of their personalities and whom they are. But those first, there's 13 episodes, so those last 3 episodes, so the first 10 episodes, it moves too fast. And we're sorry to say that. It moves so fast, you didn't know what was going on. You don't know why this was doing this one. You don't know why. Tricks, hate, Winx. You don't know. They just see that there is an animosity. But you don't know details behind it. The teachers really kind of be lumbering through it. And what I mean by that is no one has the presence like an MLP or a Monster High that they are an authority. It's kind of like lines are being read, and that's unfortunate because you can tell that a lot of thought was put into their designs. Yeah. And you can tell that they were meant to have a presence, but for some reason they don't. Now that being said, I don't know how we're supposed to perceive the series.
Yeah. Again, it doesn't know what it wants to be. Is it supposed to be for reboot, for a new audience, but everything they do is like, well, you've seen this, you watched the old show, but it's supposed to be a new audience. So it's like in its own little paradox where if you're new, you see all this stuff already, but no impact. And if you haven't seen it already, then you're confused and it's going too fast for people. And I'm not sure how this even happened. I think if it slowed down, like you said, and you got to know the characters more instead of being told constantly what you're supposed to feel, then you'd be like, okay, now I understand it. And I want to see the old one. But this one is not doing it, unfortunately.
Now, another thing that stood out for us is it heavily borrows from other franchises. Now, we don't know which is first. We didn't check whether Supernatural Academy was first or whether this was first. I'm going to check quickly because I don't want to accuse it of something that isn't happening.
Yeah, just be careful. And the thing about it is that we know there's a lot of girl-centric or girl-target audience type franchises, like we mentioned with My Little Pony and Monster High. Of course, there's going to be some times where you see similar tropes and storylines with each one. But what we like about some of the former ones is that they still made the tropes and the storylines their own. Whether they're tackling a theme or a story or a message or an idea or something that's never been done in any other show, but it's going to be exclusively only works for this one. This Winx version of Winx did not do it.
Right. So we know that this is a reboot of the 2004 series. And we know the Supernatural Academy series came out in 2021. Right. But as Phoenix has let us know, it's based on books. So if you can correct us below, we really appreciate it in the comments. Yes. That being said, you saw shout-outs, we'll say, to Supernatural Academy a lot, including Vexius, including him trying to get the power, including them having Bloom and her brother Damien, twin brother, having the dragon power.
Shock!
A lot of it just reminded us of Supernatural Academy. Also, you had some characters that were borrowed from MHA, including Musa. She is Jiro. That's the first thing we thought. She even has, you said, the same type of power.
Yes, and down to the outfit, down to the powers, down to the music, the band, the performance, everything. It seemed like they were doing their version of Hero 2, basically. Now, it's possible they did a concert in the old one, but the way it is here, with all the stuff that's come before this reboot, it's clear that they took from that to tell that story, and that was part of why it wasn't interesting for us.
And a lot of the color scheme just reminds you of K-pop Demon Hunters.
Yeah,
and it may have been in production introduction before, so it could be a coincidence.
Mm-hmm.
So that being said, let's talk about the things we did like. The designs are fantastic.
Yes.
They are beautiful.
Yeah.
The outfits are gorgeous. The colors are great. It looks fantastic as far as the buildings and the environment. That looks wow.
Yeah.
We were like, okay, this is great. And the girls, as I said, they were beautiful. They look like girls.
Yeah.
And then you also have, as I said, you can tell a lot of thought was put into the teachers or the instructors.
Mm-hmm.
And they look great as well.
Mm-hmm.
And that being said, the movement's kind of odd when they walk.
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes it looks fine. There's nothing really
Right.
wrong. But there are times when they begin to run, or you have
Dance.
dance, and they look really off. And there's even points in there when the characters are supposed to look somewhere or emote something, and their faces actually end up staying the same to the point where people thought this was partially done by AI because they were so stiff or monotone in the delivery and in the movement. So we don't know if they use it or not, but it's looking a lot like it.
And also the way the girls walk and the instructors, the female ones, is Monster High.
Yes, very. Very Monster High.
Which we thought was a great shout out.
Right.
So, our favorite episode, we have to say, episode 10 is our favorite episode because it had a great lesson.
Yeah.
The flow was there. The storytelling was there.
It had some humor.
Yes, and the voice acting was great this episode. And it stood out to us being the best.
Yes.
And in that episode, they were having issues like they have every episode.
Right, well, yeah. And in this one of the friends gets invited to I guess you could say a private party by a prince. And you can just look at him and tell something's not right. I mean, it's pretty obvious.
Stella's new crush.
Yeah. But it's obvious something's not right. And of course reveal that it's a trap because he starts becoming a little more coming onto her and making her uncomfortable.
Prince Luke, yeah.
Yes, that was it. And then you get the reveal of who it really is. And they have their fight, they have the sequence, you go through the stuff. But by the end of the episode, they actually do something you don't see really any other show. They provide a lesson that you shouldn't go by yourself. Have your friends with you, and don't go with a stranger, male or female.
And you don't let your friends go off with people they don't know.
Yeah.
I thought that was one of the best lessons we've seen in a very long time in any animated series.
Yes.
And that's not something that's taught enough to tweens or teens or heck even adults now.
Right.
Everyone just goes and you have so many things that happen. That is one of the reasons it's my favorite episode. It was done very well. Very, very well. It, for me, is the best episode in this 13 episode core.
Yes, very. And as I said, by the time it gets to the end of the core, it looks like it started to find its groove.
Yeah. Sure.
And there were massive improvements where we actually were engaged in what was going on. The fact that it got to a big battle at the end did keep us interested. The only thing would be, by the end, it is actually a little funny in a way, is that they come back to the school and they're celebrating them. Oh, I guess we're heroes. And it's like, but you failed at everything.
Except for stopping Vesuvius?
I guess.
What is his name?
Vexius?
Thank you.
Yeah. It's like, okay, well, you said, well, the castle got destroyed. You didn't let the teachers out. The bad guys came in and freed them. Damien still doesn't believe you. The trick still got away. What did you do? You got the flame back, okay?
He got that back.
He's like, well, you did one thing right.
So the 4 best episodes to us are Stella's New Crush, number 10, A New Enemy, number 11, Light Rock Fortress, number 12, and The Power of the Dragon Flame, number 13. And again, that reminds us so much of Supernatural Academy.
Yeah.
A couple things that didn't work for us, then we don't know if it was in the writing or if the characters really are this dumb. And let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
One is Damien, and that's the heck is the dad's name?
Vexius?
Vexius. I don't know why. I guess because I don't like him. Vexius and Damien. In one of the early episodes, Vexius tells Damien, you know, the only way you can get the dragon's flame from another is if they willingly give it to you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And he talks crap to him and tricks him. But then later on, he tells him, you know, we got to get it back from Bloom. Her family stole it. Like, wait a minute. Didn't you tell him the only way to get it is if someone willingly gives it to you? So how could they steal it? It's impossible they could steal it. If you can only give it and get it, but someone gives it to you.
It's like, is he not listening, or is he just doing?
So I don't know if that was a plot hole or if Damien's just really stupid.
I don't know. Sorry to be someone's favorite, but it's just like, you should at least think about it before you start just blindly listening to him at this point.
And then another thing is, for whatever reason, and Ratzel kept laughing, I kept figuring out everything was going to happen, including Damien being the twin.
Yeah,
because all I thought is the Supernatural Academy. He looks like her. He's going to be the twin. That's not his dad. And she'll tell you, I'm not just telling you that.
All the same episode.
All before it got to those last 4 episodes.
Yes, all in the same episode. It was hilarious.
So there's another problem. You shouldn't be able to figure everything out if you aren't familiar with the franchise. If you've never seen it, you shouldn't be able to figure it out that easily.
Right.
But I did.
Right.
And that was a disappointment for me. I don't like to be able to, you know, run down exactly what's going to happen with any characters that quickly, but I did.
Right.
So as far as the reception by its audience, it says Winx Club The Magic is Back faced criticism after reports surfaced that generative AI had been used in the series' production, including its concept art, character designs, and promotional material. An article in the Beaver newspaper argued for a show that immortalizes Y2K fashion and integrates characters' appearances into their personality and overall story using AI instead of artists comes off as insulting to longtime fans of the franchise. So there you go. You picked up on it. You were right. AI.
All right, then.
An article in Early Game highlighted job listings on Rainbow Studio website, which confirmed the use of AI in their productions. Yeah. Both Rainbow's website and official LinkedIn page publicly announced that the company is hiring AI prompt engineering experts with skills in designing and optimizing prompts for generative AI models, including ChatGPT, Claude, and Gemini. So that is disappointing.
Which explains some of the weird way the dialogue was delivered, because we thought the voice actors for the most part were good. But there were some line deliveries that didn't sound right. And some of the time they were confused on what to say, or they couldn't finish, or they weren't into it. And it's nothing against the voice actors themselves. It just felt like they were lacking direction in some points, or now probably AI using, changing some of the voice lines anyway.
So, we'll go through the English voice cast quickly. Bloom was voiced by Kate Bristol, Stella Courtney Shaw, Flora Sonia Victoria Werner, Aisha Zuri Washington, Musa Jenny W. Chan, Tekna Sarah Faye Beard. Now those are the Winx Club members. You have Icy, Kat Fortano, Stormy, Caroline Spinola, Darcy, Sarah Faye Beard, and those are the Tricks.
Yes.
Then you have Brandon, voiced by Nicholas Corda, Riven, James Brown Jr., Timmy, Barrett Letty, Robin, Erica Lorenzetti, and if I'm not mistaken, those are the Knights.
I think so.
Then you have Damien, voiced by Jamie McGonigal, Vexius, Mark Thompson, who's the only voice actor we're familiar with.
Right.
Farragonda, voiced by Abby Horton, Griffin, voiced by Cheryl Collins, Daphne and Mitzi, both voiced by Dana Bixler. And the English voices were recorded in New York's 3 Beat studio with the voice direction of Tom Whalen. So it is disappointing to learn that this is AI generated, especially as they mentioned, you've got so many artists who are available to work, and now Netflix is accepting production from AI studios. Not good.
Yeah, very much.
So Paramount, the owner of Nickelodeon, sold its ownership stake in Rainbow back to Straffi, allowing him full creative control of the reboot. That could also be a problem.
Yeah, it could be.
So this is what we're going to say, and I need to add this quickly. I do remember Phoenix saying to me in a text that he recommends we watch the original first, or we watch the original. So he's aware that if you don't know what's going on, you don't know what's going on
Yeah,
here.
pretty much.
So with that in mind, we're going to say if you just want to check it out and see what's going on, go ahead and do that. We told you the pluses, and the last 4 episodes are the best, number 10 being our favorite.
Mm-hmm.
But if you really want to know who these characters are and what their goals are and all about the environment and the school and their personalities and things, you're probably going to have to watch the original because you don't get that in these first 13 episodes. You don't get it at all.
Unfortunately.
And it's disappointing that you don't.
Right.
So we would give it based on our knowledge, no knowledge of this. And now especially hearing about the AI generated art and voices and so forth, we would give this a C.
Yeah.
It's possible that the grade will go up based on the second half of the season.
Yeah.
And we really do hope that's the case and it gets better and improves because as we mentioned, the last 4 episodes are the best.
Right.
We've seen that happen with other series like Turtles,
Yes.
Rise,
Yes.
and some other series where the further in they got, the better they got.
Correct.
So hopefully that's what's going to happen with this one.
Yes.
If you've seen Winx, The Magic Is Back, the original 2004 series, or this reboot, if you've seen any of the other series, let us know in the comments. What did you think of this? If you're a huge fan, what is your opinion of this reboot? Was it necessary?
Right.
Should they have just stayed with the 2004? Is 2004 exceptional compared to this? Is it based on books?
Right. Something we have no idea exists.
Right. And what do you think of the voice cast compared to the 2004 cast? So let us know what you think. And also, do you have a problem with the AI generation? Like, I'm sorry, we do. There are too many artists out there who need work, want work, and now they're not getting it. And what are your feelings on the use of AI for production and voice direction?
Right.
Let us know what you think.
And if you haven't already subscribed for updates, weekly videos for anime series, anime shows, and all things animation.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining us today. Subscribing, sharing our videos, and commenting. We appreciate everything you do, our specials, as always. And we hope Phoenix has a fantastic birthday. Be sure to wish him a happy birthday in the comments below. And check out his channel. I'm sure there's a video he's made especially for the occasion.
Right. So, thank you so much for watching Master Entertainment.
And I'm Mom Entertainment.
Have a fantastic day.
Peace.
Lights, trying to walk around, man. Who the hell are you? What you wanna do? Well, man, it's on you. Man, it's on you. Hit her in my dreams. She was my queen. A castle in the mountaintops, rivers and streams. Plucking sunlight from the sky in my pocket. Give it to you later on in the form of a locket.